Yes, my sports to the bone people. It's that time of the day when we spend a couple of minutes and talk West Indies Championship. Now we're going to be zooming in on round 7, day 3. Some interesting things happening on day 3, my people. Now the Jamaica Scorpions, they were defeated by combined campuses and colleges. Captain John Campbell, he scored a magnificent century, but unfortunately for him, that wasn't enough to save his team. So we're going to be taking a look at the scorecard in this game. Plus, we're also going to be zooming in on the other games that are still ongoing. All right, so let's get into it. Starting with combined campuses and colleges versus Jamaica Scorpions. So combined campuses and colleges, they ended up winning the game by 5 wickets, right? 5 wickets. Scores in the game, Jamaica Scorpions 133 in their first innings, CCC 327 in their first innings, Scorpions stepping it up in the second innings, getting 342, right? Combined campuses and colleges, they were able to get by the target pretty easily, getting 153 for 5, and they won the game there by 5 wickets. So let's just quickly remind you of how things went in the first innings, seeing that it's the end of the game, right? So top scoring for the Scorpions, Kirk McKenzie, he got 31, right? And we also saw Brad Barnes with 23. Those were the two main run scorers there. Now bowling for CCC, Jaden, he got 5 for 59 from 11. That's Jaden Edmond. Larry Edward, 3 for 6 from 3.2 overs. We also saw Shemar Holder and Akeem Jordan with a wicket apiece. Now, CCC, they did very well in their first innings, scoring 327 on the back of Paris's century. Paris, he got 112 of 179. He was supported by Jeremiah, the captain, who scored 69. We also saw Larry Edward with 44 from 92. So those were the main contributors there. Bowling for the Scorpions in the first innings, Abjay Mansingh, he got 5 for 91. We also saw Brad Barnes and Pete Salmon chipping in well. They both got 2 wickets apiece. Marquino Minley had 1 for 28 from his 11 overs. Now, the Jamaica Scorpions, as I said earlier, they did pretty well in the second innings, 342. And that was on the back of John Campbell, who got 104 of 112 balls, 14 fours and 1 6. Now, Kirk McKenzie, it was another low score for him, 8 runs. Brandon King, another low score, 1 run. Jermaine Blackwood, he got 26. Javel Glenn, who has looked really good, he scored 86 of 98 with 10 fours and 2 sixes. Brad Barnes chipped in with 30 from 53, while Pete Salmon got 35 from 66, 3 sixes and 2 fours in that knock. Now, bowling for CCC, Shamar Holder in that second innings, 3 for 79. Akeem Jordan, 1 for 52. We also saw Romaro Greaves with 1 for 67. But the pick of the bowlers doing most of the damage was Larry Edward, getting 5 for 86 from 22 overs. So combined campuses and colleges, as I said, 153 for 5 is where they finished off in the second innings, securing victory by all of 5 wickets. Batting for them, Paris, he followed up his century with 85 of 87 not out. Very good knock. And who else we saw? Romaro Greaves, he was left not out on 19 from R58. So those were the main contributors. The wicket takers for the Jamaica Scorpions, Marquino Minley 2 for 30 from 8. Pete Salmon 2 for 55 from 15, while Brad Barnes had 1 for 25. So the Jamaica Scorpions finishing off the championship with a defeat. After they had that good outing against Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, I was thinking they was going to they would have been able to finish off the championship on a high by defeating CCC. But I must say congratulations to CCC for pulling this out, especially Paris for getting a century and then a half century. So shout out to him. All right, so that is how things went in that game. All right. Let's just move on real quick here. Now, Guyana Harpy Eagles versus Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. This is the game that everybody was a lot of people were looking forward to coming into round 7. And at Stumps, Guyana Harpy Eagles, they are leading by 122 runs. Yes, Guyana Harpy Eagles leading by 122 runs. Let's just quickly remind you of how things went on day 1 and 2. So Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, they were bowled out for 214 in their first innings. Guyana Harpy Eagles replying, they got 463 in 132 overs. Red Force batting a second time, looking strong in their second innings, 101 for 2. All right, let's just go through the scorecard from the top real quick. So Red Force, we did this yesterday, so I'm just gonna touch on the first innings quickly, and then we finish off with the second innings. Red Force, in their first innings, it was Gooley who got 58 that top scored. Carey Pierre made 38. The bowlers for Harpy Eagles, Kimo Paul 3 for 45, and Niall Smith 4 for 49. They were the pick of the bowlers in that innings there. Now we will pick things up right here where the Harpy Eagles team was batting. I think that's where we left it. So Guyana Harpy Eagles, they were bowled out for 463. Batting for them, a couple of guys getting starts, but they weren't able to go on and get the 3-figure score. Kimo Paul, he was removed for 93 off 126, 10 fours and 2 sixes. We also saw Perez at the top of the order doing well, 82 off 144 with 11 fours. He was supported by Kevlan Anderson, 51 off 62. Tevin Imlak and Kemal Savori, they got 33 and 32 respectively. Kevin Sinclair, he scored 35 from 69. Versame Pramar, the veteran, he was left not out on 52, having faced 94 balls. Ashmead Ned scored 22. Now, let's zoom in on Red Force and their bowling. Joshua James, 2 for 78 from 22. Shannon Gabriel, 1 for 79 from 18. Brian Charles, 1 for 78 from 20. Jade Gooley, 2 for 29 from 11.3. But the pick of the bowlers for Red Force in that innings, Carey Pierre, once again doing the damage, 4 for 119 in 44 overs. So those were the main bowlers there. Now, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force batting a second time. As I said, they are still trailing. They are trailing by 122 runs with 8 wickets in hand. So let's take a look at that. 101 for 2. Let's just zoom in on how the batting is going on so far. Cooper is still there on 26. Puran has been removed for 7, or he was removed for 7. Amir Jangu, he scored 50 off 96 with 10 fours. And Brian Charles is there on 1. Right, let's take a look at the wicket takers so far. Ali Mohammed, 1 for 24. Sinclair, 1 for 7. So those are the wicket takers there so far in that one. So very, very interesting, my people. You could say that Guyana Harpy Eagles, they have 1.5 hand on the title and the trophy. It is, they're going to retain it based on how everything is looking here, right? But as I said, coming into round 7, a lot of people were looking forward to this game because it was expected to be a very close one. Now, as I am recording this one, this game is currently live, so I will definitely be zooming in on the scores and everything tomorrow morning before the start of the day's play. Now, just to give you a quick idea of how things are looking, Leeward Island Hurricanes, they are leading Barbados Pride by 181 runs with 6 wickets remaining. Now, Leeward Island Hurricanes in their first innings, that 444 for 9 declare, right? Barbados Pride 315. Hurricanes batting again 52 for 4. Right, I think last night we stopped at Barbados Pride. So just to let you know, Matthew Ford scored a brilliant century, 120 of 146. right? So he's the man that did most of the work there. Kevin Wickham got 74, Kyle Mears 33. We also saw Jamal Warrican with 29. And the bowling for Leeward, Justin Graves 3 for 26, O'Shane Thomas 2 for 86, Raheem Cornwall 2 for 35. So that is how it's looking in this game so far. But as I said, as I am recording this, it's still ongoing. So tomorrow morning, I'll definitely give you the full update. So you would know what will have happened day 1, day 2, and day 3. And you would go into day 4, you know, all caught up. So I'm going to leave it right here for now, my people. Big up on yourself. Stay safe. Bless.